Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this before. What I'm about to tell you is not just a rumor, not some hearsay floating around social media. This is something that could shake the very foundation of the NFL landscape in 2026. What is happening right now, behind the scenes of Cleveland, of New England, and across the league, is pure chaos cloaked in secrecy. An unprecedented move that only a handful of insiders have even glimpsed, and even fewer have the clearance to understand its full implications. What I can say with absolute certainty is that we are on the verge of witnessing a seismic shift, and it involves a player who's considered one of the most dynamic wide receivers of the past decade, Stefon Diggs. Let me ask you, have you ever wondered what it would take for the Browns, a team with storied history but recent struggles, to reach the next level, to finally crack the playoff code and turn that potential into dominance? Well, I've got insider intel that suggests that something extraordinary is unfolding, something that could redefine the Browns' future forever. And the craziest part, it's happening right now, in the dead of the offseason, with negotiations that are so secretive, not even the most connected insiders know the full scope. But here's the thing, if you're a true fan, if you're tired of waiting for your team to make the leap, then I need you to lock in. Because what I'm about to share isn't just a scoop. It's a blueprint for the biggest blockbuster trade in NFL history. A move so audacious, so game-changing, that it will send shockwaves across every social media platform, every NFL broadcast, and every fan forum. And it all centers around a name, Stefon Diggs, a player whose name right now is swirling in the highest circles of NFL power brokers. Before I lay all of this out, I want you to do one thing. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and turn on the notifications. Because the moment I reveal the full details of this unprecedented deal, you'll want to be the first to break it down, the first to understand what it means for the NFL's future. Only insiders are going to know the real story, and I'm here to give you that exclusive front row seat. Are you ready? Because what I'm about to tell you will make your jaw drop. The NFL, Cleveland, and a legendary wide receiver named Stefon Diggs are all on a collision course that could forever change the landscape of the league and set a new standard for how teams build dynasties. Buckle up, because this is going to be one of the most explosive, detailed, and revealing analyses you've ever heard. Now, let's peel back the curtain on what's really happening in Cleveland. As of May 31, 2026, the Cleveland Browns are riding a wave of turbulent excitement. Todd Monken is at the helm, tasked with transforming this roster into a powerhouse. The coaching staff is deep and experienced, Travis Switzer leading the offense, Mike Rutenberg commanding the defense. But the question lingers, what's missing? What's the key piece that could elevate Cleveland from a talented playoff contender to a serious Super Bowl threat? The search has been ongoing, analyzed relentlessly by scouts and insiders alike. And from what I've uncovered, the answer is staring us right in the face. A game-changing, veteran wide receiver who still has the juice, still commands respect, and most importantly, still has that desire to dominate. Let's get into the whole picture. Cleveland, over the last few years, has built an identity rooted in a tough, physical run game mixed with a promising passing attack. But as you and I both know, they've lacked a true elite-level weapon on the outside. A receiver who can take over a game on third down, stretch defenses over the top, and command double coverage when it counts. They have a young core, yes, but they lack that proven veteran presence that can elevate the passing game from good to great. Someone who can influence Kirk Cousins in the clutch, who can be that security blanket once the game tightens up. And that's where Stefon Diggs comes in. This isn't just a rumor, it's a calculated play rooted in real intelligence. Diggs, at 32, remains one of the most reliable wideouts in the league. Last season, with New England, he racked up 85 catches for over 1,000 yards, a testament to his durability and consistency after recovering from the ACL injury that once threatened his career. So why would Cleveland, a team with a playoff window wide open, go all in on a guy like Diggs? Because they see what the rest of the league is starting to realize. Diggs isn't just a productive player. He's a game winner in the biggest moments. His route running, his ability to find soft spots in zone coverage, and his knack for clutch catches make him a perfect fit for Monken's offensive blueprint. But if you think this is just about a veteran trying to squeeze out a few more dollars before retirement, think again. There's a deeper strategic play here. Diggs' presence in Cleveland would ignite the entire offense, transforming their entire approach to the passing game. Imagine pairing him with Amari Cooper and a rising young tight end. Suddenly, the Browns are no longer just a run-first team. They're a balanced nightmare. Defenses would have to choose, double Diggs and leave Cooper open, or risk giving up explosive plays. Now let's talk film. When I watch Diggs, I see a receiver who's still got explosive quickness, exceptional route nuance, and a unique ability to make contested catches in traffic. His footwork, still sharp as ever. His cuts, precise, deliberate, the kind of craftsmanship only a veteran with thousands of reps can master. Recall his game-winning touchdown against Buffalo last season, a perfectly run post route against a top-tier corner, snagged in tight coverage with a clutch body control that defies his age. That's what makes him special. Pure separation, relentless effort, and an innate feel for the game. In addition to that, Diggs is a chain mover. His advanced metrics show that he's still posting catch percentages well above league average in high-pressure situations, and his yards after catch, YAC, per reception remain impressive for his age. His yards per route run, consistently elite. His presence on the field demands respect. Defenses have to plan specifically against him, opening up things underneath for Cooper, Njoku, and the running game. And the numbers tell the story. Last season, Diggs averaged over 6 yards after catch per reception, a marker of his ability to create plays after the catch. His catch rate? Over 75%. And crucially, his red zone presence is undeniable. Even in a limited role last year, he scored 4 touchdowns and proved that he can be a target in tight coverage, a trait that teams pay millions for in the postseason. So how does Cleveland get this done? That's where the trade mechanics come into focus. The NFL offseason is a chessboard, and Cleveland holds a few key assets they can leverage. A combination of draft picks, maybe a young offensive player, and a cap adjustment could entice New England to part ways. Remember, the Patriots are in rebuild mode after moving on from Diggs last season. Their focus now is on accumulating draft capital and shedding veteran contracts. With a clear understanding of Diggs' market value, a player coming off a 1,000-yard, 4-Pro Bowl season, Cleveland can craft a trade package that satisfies Bill Belichick's desire for future assets. Cap-wise, Cleveland has enough flexibility. They can absorb Diggs' salary, especially if they include a veteran contract or two, or exchange a high draft pick for a proven commodity. The Patriots, desperate to reset after a down year, would see value in acquiring future picks or a promising young player with upside, perhaps someone like a high-potential receiver or a linebacker with upside. The negotiations are complex, no doubt, but from what I've gathered, the stars are aligning for a blockbuster deal. Now let's analyze the fit. Cleveland's scheme under Todd Monken, with its focus on quick passing and tempo, is tailor-made for a player like Diggs. His ability to run precise, crisp routes aligns perfectly with Monken's offensive philosophy: fast, explosive, and unpredictable. Furthermore, Diggs brings a veteran's leadership, a mentality that elevates the entire locker room. Imagine him working alongside young stars like Donovan Peoples-Jones or a burgeoning tight end. It's a recipe for explosive success. Projected impact. Offensively, Cleveland instantly becomes one of the most dangerous teams in the AFC. Defenses will be forced to game plan around Diggs's route running and yards after catch ability. His presence could open up the entire field for Nick Chubb, who's proven he's one of the best backs in the league. The synergy is obvious. Worst-case scenario, injuries or scheme mismatch. But even then, Diggs's track record suggests he's resilient, and his intelligence makes him adaptable to different offensive styles. And yet, despite all this analysis, I still ask, why now? Why would Cleveland pull the trigger this offseason? Because the window is cranking open wider than ever. With playoff aspirations, a talented QB in Deshaun Watson, and an aggressive coaching staff, Cleveland recognizes that the difference maker is already in the league, and his name is Stefon Diggs. The NFL is a league of moments, and the one they're about to create might be the most historic of all. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Is this real? Can they pull it off? I've been around long enough to know that NFL front offices are filled with chess masters, And this move, if it happens, will be executed in silence first. As I speak right now, negotiations are heating up behind closed doors. Expect whispers, leaks, and some buzz around draft time. But it's not just about acquiring Diggs, it's about making a statement. Cleveland isn't just building a team, they're building a legacy. And what about Diggs himself? At 32, he's not just chasing a paycheck, he's chasing greatness. He's a competitor, a fighter, and a leader. Rumors suggest he's open to a new challenge, especially with a roster on the rise. If the deal goes through, he'll be the ultimate catalyst, a player who can turn a good team into a dynasty contender. So what's the final verdict? Look, this is the kind of move that doesn't happen every offseason or even every few seasons. It's a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Cleveland's front office is acutely aware of what's at stake, a chance to rewrite history, to etch their name in the pantheon of NFL legends. If this trade happens, it will go down as one of the most audacious, game-changing, and legendary moves in NFL history. Stay tuned because this story, it's far from over. The NFL's offseason is about to explode, and I promise you the moment this deal is completed, the entire league will never be the same. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. The Browns and Diggs are on a collision course, and the only question left is, are you ready to witness history? Because I surely am.